Okay. Homage to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, worthy one and fully enlightened one. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We can continue. What we call I. What is I actually?
One could say a bundle of aggregates.
Bundle
Of aggregates.
Bundle of aggregates.
Maybe.
Yes, that's the answer is the perfect. Without aggregates, no I.
Delusion.
Yeah, aggregates. What we call I are aggregates. What are the aggregates? Panchakanda. 5 aggregates. Anyone remember? Form, feeling, perception. Yeah.
Perception.
Yes.
Consciousness.
Yes, consciousness. Volitions. Volition of formations. Yes, formations. And consciousness. Right? This is called I. Right? Vadi? 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 Is that called I, right? You muted. Form. Feeling. Perception. Volitions. Consciousness. This is called I. This matters, the entire world. This has built in this thought. All the religions in this world originate because of this. I. And they recognize, we recognize I, me, you. And then they keep thinking, where I come from, where I came from. Where I came from. What is my origin? Where I began. Where I began. And they keep thinking answer to these questions of I.
Dhamma.
And then they produce religions. They gave different answers. Some religion says, you are divine. You came from heaven. Then your destination is heaven, you have to go back. And there's someone and created you. And this entire world, the religions created stories with great explanations and wonderful, beautiful stories to convince you where you come from, where you came from, and how you built, and what you are. And they explain in this, in the religious literature. Right? Yeah. And then there's some religious beliefs say what is I is a kind of spontaneous action, event. Spontaneous accidental event, and you just arose and you see no more annihilism, and they recognize this I is annihilism. It is just arose accidentally, and they exist, and they die, then end. That's the end. Annihilism. That's another answer to these questions. Then, now, according to Buddha's teaching, now you get to know what is I. It is a one thing or several things. It is a kind of combination or process or thing or process. It's a permanent, eternal entity within itself, or something arising and passing and existing because of some conditions. So, according to Buddhist teachings, how could you understand that? That's what we meditated on today. Right?
Isn't it that in Buddhist teaching there is no I?
Buddhist teaching doesn't say there is no I. There's an I, but impermanent and temporary.
There's a physical I, but not an experiential I.
You mean this I?
No, I don't mean that.
Oh,
Right.
this I. Oh, yeah.
That I.
That-
but there is no that I.
Yes, that physical eyes exist, and Buddha mentioned that called atta. Atta is a person, which we call I, a person, being. And Buddha mentioned that atta is exist. You are a being, you are a atta, I'm a atta, and all this atta means person or being. It is exist. But it exists temporary.
Right, which to me is like it doesn't really, because it's all like I said, impermanent. So it exists on a physical plane, but that's about it. Because it changes every day. The eye changes.
Yeah.
I watched Dalai Lama.
Mm.
He said, describe the eye. Well, they gave their name, their occupation, but it's really indescribable.
Yeah. I is, and scientists know everything about the eyes. They are specialists about the eyes. So what we know about the eye has built with the elements. So it's a physical thing and kind of organ, and it's have a very sharp something to get contact, to see something, to get the forms into.
That's the eye in your head.
Yes, that's called Chakku Pasada according to the Abhidhamma. It's called Chakku Pasada, some tiny thing on the middle of the eye, on the black dot. something can see, and then when the reflection of the forms falling to the eye, to see something, we need a light. Without light, there are no any scene. When the light is happening, existing, and then when the eye open, then form come to, yeah. So then that the reflection of that form is come to eye. That the whole thing not come into eye, just only reflection come to eye. Then eye consciousness arise. Then eye consciousness arise. Then we meditated. Eye consciousness is permanent or impermanent. It is impermanent, temporary and constant, dependent on eyes and forms. Right? Then eye consciousness is not a permanent entity. It is not only one thing. It's a stream of forms, streams of consciousness. When you see in looking at me, so many eye consciousness rising and rising and rising. Even when you're hearing, and then the ear consciousness rising and rising and rising, not only one thing. It's a process. It is a stream. It's like a river flow, like a current going through the wires. Connection is the switch. When we open the switch, we can see the light. We can light turn on and turn off with using switch. Switch connect that current. So what we call existence of this sentient beings, what is the switch? We use, you call I. When you think I and me and mine, then we attach. I think this is the point of continuation. So do you have any questions? And you learned today so far. Any let me tell me again about this process. What we call I, it is a kind of, it's not a single thing. It's a kind of combination of several things like form, feeling, perception, volitions, and consciousness, right? What is called I? Your physical body and your feeling, your recognitions, your thoughts, and then the volitions. Yeah. So, with consciousness. Now let's see how this process happens. Again, okay? When the eye see the forms, then eye consciousness arises. When you open your eyes, you see something, then eye consciousness arises. After eye consciousness arises, what arises? Contact. Contact, right? Phassa, contact. Contact doesn't arise without consciousness. Without consciousness. When you hit to this or to this or to that, it doesn't feel. Doesn't have a consciousness. The contact arises through the consciousness. because the observer, we need the observer, right? This is the answer to this question according to quantum science. There's an observer, and they observe it. When they observe, the reality change, right? And then let's see. What is contact? Passa. Contact means sense, internal sense, external sense object, and then the consciousness, ear, eye, nose, tongue, body, whatever consciousness. And then that is called contact. Then after contact is feeling. What's the feeling? How do you understand feeling? Feeling is 3 types. Whatever you feel, it must be pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. Right? That's what is your feeling. Pleasant feeling, neutral, unpleasant feeling, or neutral feeling. That's what we feel, right? We want to have a pleasant feeling, right? Not painful feeling. We need pleasant feeling. We like it. Feeling, these 3 types of feeling. After feeling, then sanya, cognition, recognition. Then you recognize it's a painful feeling or pleasant feeling, and you recognize it's bitter, it is sour, it is sweet, it is blue, it is red. The perception, and you recognize them, and you label them, and you recognize the kind of patterns, right? Kind of patterns. When you see this and you recognize this kind of patterns called ball, right? So recognize, following patterns and the colors, right? And then the many other things. Sanya, perception. After perception, after labeling them, then we produce thoughts. We produce thought. If it is pleasant, and you produce desiring thoughts, craving thoughts. If it is pleasant, you want it, you like it, and you're trying to have it, and you producing many thoughts to get attached, to hold, to have that pleasant things. If it is not pleasant, or if it is painful, and now you produce thoughts to get rid of it, to remove it, to throw away it, to keep it away. Right? Even you hold them tightly, hard, badly, because you hate it, you hold it. The same thing. This is volitions. And then this is called papancha. How Buddha has explained this in the Madhupindika Sutta. In the Madhupindika Sutta Majjhima Nikaya, Buddha has mentioned this. Chakkuncha paticca rupecha uppajjati chakku vijnana. depending on I forms, I consciousness arise. Tinnang sangati passo. When these three come to be, I form, I consciousness come to be together. These three things called passo, contact. Then passa pacchya vedana. As condition of contact, feeling arise. Feeling is result of contact. Yang vedeti tan sanjanati. What you feel, you recognize it. Yang sanjanati tang vitakketi. What you recognize and you manipulate thoughts. You manipulate thoughts. Proliferating. Yang vitakketi tam papancheti. Papancheti. Whatever you manipulate, then you proliferate. You got that? Okay, again. I form and meet together, then I consciousness arise. I consciousness. And these three together, contact. Depending on contact, feeling. After feeling, you recognize them, labeling them, and you recognize it is. After recognizing, and you manipulate thoughts, produce thoughts related to that, produce thoughts, manipulate. After manipulating, you proliferate, and you produce story. This is me, this is me, this is Meryl, this is Michael, and this is mine. This is mine, and you just go papancha, proliferation. You build stories. You produce friends and enemies, and you produce many things. Beliefs, and you give values, an entire structure called I. Now this is the story. Now go to, this is what is I, right? What is I? Now we have to try to find out, if there are I, supposed to be a permanent entity, right? Permanent. Eternal, supposed to be eternal. Or non-eternal, whatever it is. It's the annihilation or eternalism. Okay, let's go to see it. One by one. What is I? What happened to the Zoom meeting? Permanent entity. Then we have to find out, are there any permanent entity, what we call I? What we call I? This form, physical form, figure. We think I is relying on this body. Now let's find out if this body is eternal or not. Right? This body is eternal or not. What is this body? We have very important parts of this body. Heart. The heart, very important part. Heart is eternal or eternal or not? Do you have seen any heart eternal? Any heart is not eternal. It's begin with very tiny thing in the mother's womb, maybe keep growing, and decaying, right? Decaying, nature, and will disappear, die. Definitely heart will die. There are no any eternal heart. You can believe, but you never have seen. In your experience, you never see any eternal heart. The heart is impermanent and temporary. Your heart, what you call I, what you call I, your heart eternal. Your brain is eternal or temporary. It is temporary. Brain will temporary. After death, you die, you cremate, it is burned out, or it's buried, become a soil. So it's not eternal. Brain not eternal. Then your I, it's not eternal. You see, I not eternal. The forms, now see this entire world. Whatever you recognize, whatever you see, your friends, your enemies, your families, your friends, your relatives, whatever you like. In this world, this sky, this space, clouds, moon, sun, all other planets, trees, rivers, falls, whatever beautiful thing you see, houses, vehicles, all those forms are permanent or impermanent or eternally exist. Any forms you recognize and you see, it is very clear, no doubt, not permanent. Right? Not permanent. So, I not permanent, forms, whatever I see, not permanent. I conscious, when I see something, I consciousness arise, even I consciousness is impermanent and temporary. And depending on arising and passing quickly. It's like a stream. It's a thing of flowing. A stream of vision. Do you have seen the camera, in the old cameras have a reel? It's have a lot of photos on the reel, right? I think in the movies they put into that, a machine keep turning, it's keep flowing, then we see a moving of people, right? It's not a single thing, right? It's a stream of pictures. So same thing, whatever we see, it's take one by one. It's like a movie, one by one. Even sounds is the same. It's melting. So, even this consciousness, and you can see, consciousness depends on I and form. When I meet consciousness, I consciousness arise. When your eye close, or form disappear, no, that consciousness. Then you're looking into something else. Then the other consciousness, other I consciousness arise. Not the same consciousness. Different consciousness arise. It's arise and passing. Then consciousness is not permanent or eternal. It is depending. It's depending. It's the results of eyes and forms. Then what is I? What is I then? Michael, what is I then? Broached, what is I? What do you think? What is I? Even this eye consciousness or ear consciousness, when your ear meets sounds, ear consciousness arises, then after that consciousness, ear contact. It's called sota sampassa, ear contact. When you have ear contact, then you feel it. Passapacha vedana, you feel it. Or it is pleasant, or it is painful, or it is neutral. Then even a feeling not permanent, a feeling impermanent and depending. It's very clear, right? Very, very clear. It is very clear. This is not just believing. This is your experience. It's truth. You experience. You experience already. So you have to open your eyes to see this. Whatever feeling you had in the morning, all gone. Whatever feeling you had yesterday is all gone. But you still have recognitions. The recognitions, your patterns of how do you accept it? Patterns, or could be perceptions. You recognize it is good or bad, pleasant or non-pleasant, or it is blue, red, or bitter, sour, sweet, or whatever it is like, whatever your sanya perceptions. You still have them. Even the perception right now, whatever you get through the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, you recognize. Even whatever you recognized yesterday, you still keep them. Because sanya, kind of memory. It simply is recognition. Then, production of the thoughts. Even sanya is impermanent and temporary. Whatever you recognitions about you got through the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, mind quickly disappear when the feeling disappear. When feel change, recognition change. When feel appear, arise, sanya, perception arise. When feel faded away, sanya faded away. So it's dependent and impermanent. There are no permanent entity. That is what you call I. Are there any permanent entity within yourself you call I? If the perception not I, then what is I? Volitions, thoughts, desire is the I. Craving is the I. Hate is the I. Love is the I. Kindness is the I. What is the I? All thoughts. This whole mass of thoughts called sankhara. Sankhara. Intentional thoughts. You know, when you see something, this all behind the curtain, behind the curtain, behind the scene. When I see you, I don't know. I see you, eye consciousness arise, then contact, then recognition. Then what I know I'm thinking. Right? I'm thinking. I love you, I express my love. If I hate, I express my hate. Then there's the thoughts produced. After this sankhara happen and all is something we not clear to us. I meet, form, I consciousness arise, then contact, then recognitions, then after recognition, then the manipulation. That what you know is manipulation. So, is this sankhara thoughts are depending, not permanent? Then what is I? What is I? I is the combination of this whole experience, forms, feelings, perception, volitions, and consciousness. What is called I is a combination of these five aggregates. So these five aggregates, one by one, if you consider what is I, there are no any permanent, what you can call I. It is conditioned, depending, arising. What's the problem? What the problem is? Problem is the ignorance. What's the dependent origination? How dependent origination arises? Avidya, paccaya, sankhara. Depending on ignorance, volitional formations arise. So this volitional formation, production of thoughts related with greed, hate, and delusion arise because of ignorance. What is ignorance is we don't recognize the real nature of the eyes, forms, and consciousness, contact, feeling, perception, and we don't see their reality. What we see ignorantly, oh, this is I feel, I like, I want, I desire. It is eternal. Where I come from, I came from eternal entity. Oh, I just appear spontaneously. There are no reason. And then this will disappear. No any trace remain. Both are wrong. Dependent arising, we exist, be depending. We cease, is depend. We exist, it depends. We cease, in depends. Continuation and non-continuation and depends on your view, on your thoughts. Yeah.
That goes back to emptiness.
Yes.
Because it's all dependent origination.
Right.
And without that, it's all empty.
Yeah.
So I'm empty.
Yeah, we can say it. It could be the empty also the fulfillment of the journey. It could be empty or fulfilled. Any questions? Bratchet. What's your name actually? Okay. Then if you don't have any questions, so then we end up the session for today. And thank you for joining and participating. So let's share the merits with departed ones, with deities, with ghosts, with all sentient beings. May they all have happy good destinations, blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. These all good merits and good visions, wisdom, and keep you happy, healthy, and safe, and brings light into your life and make awaken. Akasatta Chibummatta Deva Naga Mahidika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirangurakantu Sasanang Chirangurakantu Desanang Chirangurakantu Mamparang Sabbhitiyo Vivajjantu Sabbarogo Vinasatu Mate Bhavatmantarayo Sukhi Digayuko Bhavatu Sabba Mangalang Rakkantu Sabba Devata Sabba Buddhan Bhavena Sabba Dhamman Bhavena Sabba Sanghan Bhavena Sada Sutti Bhavantu Te Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, then see you next Saturday for the meditation. Meryl, you join for the meditation? One day.
Saturday?
Yeah, 9 to 5:30. 5.
Saturday I go to synagogue.
Oh, you're gonna say, oh, okay, no problem. So, and then the
See you
Michael.
next Saturday, Bante.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay, see you. You join in for the meditation session on Saturday?
Yes, I am.
Okay, very
Planning
good.
on it.
Okay, very good. Then Michael will open the Zoom on 9 a.m. Okay, see you.
Sounds good.
Okay, see you.
then.
Bye-bye. See you, Michael. Bye-bye.